welcome to In 5 Minutes or Less. I'm Jason McKinney, and in this particular edition we're going to talk about Joseph Paterno, Joe Pa, who, after 46 years as head coach of Penn State University football, is no longer such, effective immediately following some troubling decisions he made some 9 years ago. In 2002, he was contacted by a grad student who told him that he had witnessed a defensive coordinator, assistant coach, Jerry Sandusky, molesting another child. Instead of calling the police, Joe Paterno told the athletic director, which was also part of standard protocol. Unfortunately, the athletic director proceeded to cover it up, which included lying to the grand jury, which at this point now has him booked on perjury charges. It is unthinkable that neither Joe Paterno nor the grad student wouldn't do more to help a little child. Joe Paterno went almost 7 years without following up the report that he gave to the athletic director. Unthinkable. Joe Paterno was one of the strongest and most powerful men on the campus of Penn State. 46 years he's been coach. He'd been with the football program since 1950. This was a man who had been through multiple regimes in the trustees, in the presidentship, in assistant coaches, and in players. He had the influence to stop Jerry Sandusky, and yet he chose not to. Unthinkable. And the grad student, who apparently witnessed it, not even going over to intervene. Did Jerry Sandusky have a gun? Was he afraid that Jerry Sandusky was going to shoot him? Or was his own career as a grad student more important than that of the child? Was he afraid Jerry Sandusky had some kind of power to make Joe Paterno make the grad student's life some kind of living hell? I would love to know his reasons, and I'd hate to be him right about now, because knowing that little inaction that you did, that you could have done, I hope it lives with you for the rest of your life. I know to live with Joe's however many years that is left. I love Joe Pa. He's been an indelible figure in college football. Again, for as long as I was born, he's been an indelible figure for almost as long as my father has been around. He has been the figure at Penn State. When you think of Penn State, I'm really hard-pressed to think of people who, when I say Penn State, the first thing that comes out of their head or their mouth is a famous football player from Penn State that went to the pros. No, the first thing I hear out of their mouths is Joe Paterno. And the fact that this man, who has this much clout, couldn't do enough to help a little child is sad. To all the people defending Joe Paterno, I just want to tell you, this is bigger than Joe Paterno. This isn't defending Joe Paterno against an NCAA allegation that he accepted gifts or gave gifts and money to people. These are charges about hurting and emotionally and physically scarring a little child. Any defense for him kind of flew out the window the moment he didn't defend the child to the best of his abilities. I wish Joe Pa the best. It's going to be sad to see him go. It's going to be sad for college football to move forward. But that'll have to be the way it is. This has been 5 Minutes or Less. I'm Jason McKinney.